So let me lower the game audio. How is the audio between me and the game? Is it too close together, or do you hear me over the game enough? Because I don't want the sick nasty grid theme 3 to overpower my voice. Do I sound loud enough compared to the game itself? Very clearly. Okay. Alright, so let's start. So, alright, so we went to Frosty Faustings, and it was a 2-day event, sadly. Alright, so I got to play Grappler for 2 days. I played probably over 50 matches, or close to 50. I was online pretty much the whole day, though. The line there was, it got long sometimes, but there were 4 setups. So, about every time I played, I got up and I waited maybe like 10 to 15 minutes. It wasn't that long. But yeah, so the characters, I guess we'll talk about the characters first. Gran felt pretty much the same. I played Gran in the beta pretty much the entire time. So he was relatively the same. The only thing that they changed about him was his 2A. His 2A now only allows you to do 3 hits. 3 hits and 2 on block before they get pushed out. But it was like a very minor nerf, because before he used to do 4 and it was pretty ridiculous. But yeah, they increased the hit stun and blocks, or hit stun and hit, I don't know what it's called. Like the hit stun pushback and the block, and on block same thing. The only other change that kind of affects him pretty big is that he, so what they did for roll, right? You used to be able to do a normal into roll. You can't do that anymore on hit or block. So what Gran used to be able to do was, you used to be able to do 2H and then roll. And if you got a counter hit off of 2H and then you did the roll, you can do a combo extension, but you can't do that anymore. It's out of the game entirely. You can't roll cancel out of a normal. I guess they felt the damage was too high or too rewarding on counter hit, because either you can take the knockdown and be really plus, or you get a combo, or if they block midair, you get to roll and be plus. So they felt that probably was a little bit too strong. So it affects Gran the most, because some characters have decent enders already, but Gran kind of relied on that a big amount. But he's still really strong. Pretty much that was the only 2 changes. One of them system, and the one of the other was a 2A. Katalina, I didn't see much of Katalina, but I know LK was tweeting about her. I know her 5B got nerfed slightly. It doesn't go as far as it used to. And they changed her 214, the stab. I think you can't do far B into 214B or 214A or something like that. You used to be able to combo into it, but I think it's only EX now. I could be wrong, but if you go on Lord Knight's Twitter, he talks about it, and he mentions that in his notes. But besides that, I don't think she got any other changes. She does benefit a lot from supers not removing cooldown anymore, so it's pretty good. Next, talk about Lancelot. Lancelot, I know they nerfed some things. I don't remember though. I didn't really see too much Lance besides Kizzy K. They nerfed chip though, so chip damage is significantly worse for some characters. Lancelot had a really good chip setup, where he would do EX Fireball into EX Rekka, and it would do a lot. It does very little now. So that could be a nerf. I don't know if it's a nerf across the board or it's just him, because I didn't really check my chip setup either. But yeah, that's a slight nerf for him. I think they did one other thing, but I don't remember what it was. I can't recall what it was, but yeah, I'm not sure. Charlotta, they didn't change her from the beta, but they changed her from the beta to, I think, the Tokyo or the Grand Blue event. Her jump A is way weaker, or it's still good, but it's definitely weaker overall. But besides that, I don't know that many changes for her. I don't think they changed that much from the Grand Blue event to this to this event now for Frosty. I don't think it changed that much. So if you did see or play at the event, then this shouldn't be a problem. Ferry. So the biggest change for Ferry would probably be the hard knockdown, or the changes for knockdown. So what she'll be able to do is be able to use her whip, or 214A or 214B, pull you in, set up the animal, and then get a 50-50. Now that it's only EX moves, it's a huge change. So she's not as bullshit as she was before, because without soft knockdown, she was kind of ridiculous. That's probably a big change for her, but overall she seems pretty much untouched, or at least from what I can see. I play a little bit of Ferry at Frosty Faustings too, because I'm interested in playing her for certain matchups. But yeah, she still feels pretty strong. Nothing really significant happened to her outside of the system changing. Yeah, all her normals really good. All her moves work pretty much the same. The only thing I might have changed is I don't remember if she was able to do 5B or 5C into 236, because I've tried it a couple times and it doesn't seem to work. It seems like there's more startup frames on that move, so I don't know if you can combo into that anymore. It might just be a neutral tool that you can pick apart characters with fireballs. I don't think you can combo into it. Maybe, but maybe on counter hit. But I wasn't getting it off of 5B. 5B into 236A with Ferry wasn't working. Or obviously 236B because it's too slow. So we talk with Ferry or Gran and Katalina. I'm trying to keep track of the characters. Gran and Katalina, Ferry, Charlotta, Lance. Those are the 5 that was in the beta. Let's talk about Percival, my favorite right now. I like Percival a lot. Actually, no. Let's say Percival for last, because that's a lot of information. Because I played Percival probably the most outside of Gran. But he's also new to me because I didn't play the game in the other versions, like the EU event or the Gran Blue event in Japan. Let's do Metera. Metera seems pretty strong. These are the characters. The rest of the characters I'm going to talk about, I didn't get to play it before. So I didn't play Metera, but a lot of people using Metera. Flux. Okay. There's a couple other people that were using Metera as well. She seems good. She seems really good. She has her D is very interesting. It's an assault, basically, from Unist. So she can do her normals into the assault and get plus frames. Essentially like a really, really shallow jump in, which is very good. She can also hop back. So a lot of the things people were doing was 5C. Her 5C is a button. The sound is too low. How about now? I can't put it too close because then the audio is gonna be fucked up. If it's too bad, I'm gonna switch to my other mic, because I don't know why the audio is like really finicky on this microphone. I don't know why. Does this sound okay for everybody else before I continue? Because I don't want to keep talking and then the audio is fucked up again. If not, I'll just switch to my other mic. I don't know why this microphone's being weird. Somebody let me know if the audio is okay or not. Is it too low? Is it too high? Because if I put it too close to my mouth, it gets fucked up. I know it does. It's good? It sounds okay? Mic is kind of low. Alright, hold on. Alright. Time out. I'm going to get my old microphone. I don't want to talk and have people constantly say shit out the microphone. Give me a second. I'm going to grab my old microphone. Man, this sucks. I'm going to have to just switch back. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to grab it. God, microphones are so trash. How about now? Do I sound good? Do I sound better to you all now? I think I should be. Also, I have to fucking... Now I can't hear shit in the game. It's okay, though. It's not a big deal. But do I sound better?
How we sounding? Do I sound more crisp? I hate this microphone though, because the fucking the plastic is starting to peel off, and it's getting all over my head. That's why I bought a new microphone. But for some reason, the mic on that is so shitty. I don't know why. Sounds better. Yeah, that's what I thought. Fuck. Okay. All right. We'll just talk with this microphone. Okay. So where were we? We were talking about Metera. I'll go back to Metera. So Metera, yeah, she seems really good. Her D button is an assault, so she can hop back. She can hop forward and hop back, or do double back. She can't do double forward though, on her hop, but it's very strong. So what people were doing was her 5C is a really short arrow. Her 5C is like a really short arrow, but it's a button, so she can do 5C into D. So she'll do 5C into D and get her pressure back, or do 5C into her other special moves. So she has two special moves. She works like Sagat actually in this game. She has a low and a high fireball, so you can duck the high. I think Charlotta can actually run past the high. So depending on the character height, you can even run past it. But they're individual special moves. So if you know how Gran Blue works so far, they have separate cooldowns on them, so it's pretty good. Also, her high arrow is also used for her jumping arrow. So if you use the high arrow EX on the cooldown, you can't use jumping arrow. So a lot of people were, if they wanted the damage or they wanted the knockdown, you would use low arrow, so you don't lose access to the high arrow and the jumping one, because then there's no way of stopping them if they run on the ground or they jump over you. But yeah, she seems really good. A lot of mobility. Her buttons are pretty decent. Her slide, which is her down D, is not special cancel though, which is unique to her, I think. I think every other character can cancel out of her 2D, out of their 2D, but she's different because it's a slide. It'd be really broken actually if you could special cancel it. It used to be able to be special cancelable, but they removed it because it's really good. It'd basically be a Dragon Ball button if you could special cancel it. Yeah, so she's very unsafe off of that. Besides that, she's very, very solid. It seems like it. A lot of people are having a lot of fun with her. It's pretty debatable whether Ferry or Metera is going to be a better zoner overall. But yeah, they're both very good zoners. So zoners, if you're a zoner guy, you're going to have a lot of fun. But they're not too cheap. I think they're both good, but they don't seem super duper annoying, which is fine if you don't like zoners. Let's talk Ladiva, grappler. She's Gbvs, literally. She's literally fucking Gbvs. She has headbutt. Her headbutt nullifies projectiles. She has a lariat move, which is kind of like green hands in a way, but you can duck it, and it's also plus if you do not duck it. Her normals are pretty solid. Her normals are very Gbvs-like. She has body splash like Gbvs, which is her jump D, which crosses up. She has good plus moves. Her headbutt B is also plus. So if it's 2 through 6B, it's plus, and it's like Street Fighter 5. Our Commandos work like Street Fighter 5 in Gran Blue. So here, I'll give you an example. We can pick Gbvs right now. I'm actually kind of glad I brought up Street Fighter 5. I can give examples of what's happening. Uh-oh. My game Gbvs? What the fuck? Oh no! I think the game actually just fucking died. Hello? Am I still alive? Please tell me I'm still alive. Ah, shit. I'm stuck here. Fuck. Okay, I'm not gonna bring that character. Am I okay? Am I still alive? Did I die? Hopefully I didn't die. The game died though. Street Fighter 5 got smoked. The game definitely just froze. I'm live? Okay, if you said something, I'm alive. Alright, we'll just leave it like that. I'm not going to touch the game. Okay, I don't want to fucking close the stream. But, so in Street Fighter 5, right, if you're in plus frames, you can't mash out of command throw. It's the same thing in Gran Blue. So you cannot. So for example, right? Ladiva has 2d6b. It's a headbutt move, and she's plus. So if you try to mash on her, right, and she does command throw, she has SPD. You cannot. You'll lose. You'll lose in this situation. Command throws beat out buttons, like SF5. I think they're universal. I'm pretty sure all command throws start up the same. I'm not sure. I don't know of that for a fact, but it seems like it. It seems like that's the case. So it's very good if you have a command throw in Grand Blue for sure, because they're not mashable. You can't mash out a command throw. It's like in other Arxis games. Yeah, she seems really good. A lot of the characters seem very solid, or at least the archetypes that they're representing seem decent enough. Of course, there's going to be low tiers and high tiers in the game, but because the system is so like minimalistic, it's more about the characters than the system is. So you're not going to really have a case of a character being good, but the system is not allowing that character to shine, or the meta is not allowing that character to shine, because it's just all about the characters in Grand Blue, which is good. A lot of the cases in a lot of games, it's like the system holds back a lot of characters, but in Grand Blue, that's not the case. Let's talk about who are we missing. Vassar. I know we're talking. I keep thinking of Vassaraga because I have a lot to say about him. Vassaraga, we're missing. Oh yeah, Zeta. Missing Zeta. Vassaraga, Zeta, Percival. I'll talk about Percival last. I know I'm missing some characters. Somebody remind me in the chat. Who did I miss so far? I missed Vassaraga, Percival, Zeta. There's definitely more characters I'm not thinking of right now. I think I'm gonna talk about Vassaraga though. Oh yeah, Lowain. We didn't talk about Lowain. That might be everybody though. I think those are the only 4 characters I didn't talk about so far. Lowain, yeah. Okay. Well, let's talk about Vassaraga. Vassaraga is interesting. At first, I didn't think he'd be very good because of his movement speed, and also his role is really bad. He doesn't really go anywhere, but he has some interesting things. So in the game, there is guard crush, but it doesn't work like any other guard crush in any fighting game I know. Maybe some really Kusoge, really old Kusoge game does this, but I don't know any other game that does this. Guard crush in the game does not determine your plus frames at all. Completely at all. So guard crush in the game only works for the intent of giving you guaranteed damage on block. So if you can IB guard crush in that game, but you'll still take chip damage. And if you don't IB guard crush, you take extra chip damage you would compared to a normal special move. It does not determine whether or not you are plus or you can do a combo. So Vassaraga, all of his moves except his fireball and command throw give you guard crush. They all guard crush. His stance moves give you guard crush. His shoulder tackle gives you guard crush. All of them do. But it does not determine with the frames. For example, his B shoulder tackle, it guard crushes you, but you can still punish him afterwards with a B auto combo, which is very fucking weird for a guard crush. But yeah, it only gives you guaranteed damage, and you can IB it, but you'll still take chip. But he seems pretty decent. I was not thinking he'd be good early on, but he seems pretty okay. He has really big buttons. All of his stance moves, either half of them are plus, and they're all really far. They all go a pretty decent way. And you can buff it up with armor. Same with his shoulder tackle. His shoulder tackle actually works a lot like Urian in Street Fighter 5, as you see from the frozen screen over here. Yeah, he works a lot like that. His EX shoulder tackle is safe, I'm pretty sure, and it does 2 hits. Literally like Urian, and it goes pretty far. It's not as fast as Urian's, but it's a very good move. And you can get armor for it if you buff it up. He has a command throw. This is also pretty solid. He throws you a pretty decent amount of range. His fireball is pretty good. His fireball knocks you down also, but it doesn't go very far. It only goes to like maybe mid-screen at most. But it's also his main combo ender. So you would do, if you get like a fat punish, you do auto combo into B fireball, because B fireball gives you an extra hit. So he does like a headbutt and then he shoots out the fireball. which is this combo ender. It's good damage. But yeah, he seems interesting. But he definitely seems like a ton of character you have to specialize in. But he doesn't seem that bad. He's not as bad as I thought he'd be, especially with that guard crush. Because if he's like really bullying you, you can't even afford to block because he is constantly putting chip damage on you, even if you IB him, because everything guard crushes. So yeah, interesting character. Very, very unique way of guard crush. Let's talk Lowain. No. We'll save Lowain's second for last. Let's talk about Zeta. Zeta seems very, very good. Very, very, very good. Zeta has a fireball. So there's two different types of fireballs in the game. Fireballs work 2 days. It's either an actual fireball or a beam. The only two characters that have a beam is Zeta right now and Lowain. Beams, same thing, right? It's a beam. It's a hole. It's very fast. And they beat other fireballs. Zeta has a beam that 2-6A is pretty quick. It's not quick enough to combo into, but it knocks down. And her B version, she can hold. But it is air blockable. So if you jump and she times it right, she can't unblockable you with it. But it is very, very good. She seems like a character that really can't lose in a zoning war because of this. She might lose to Ferry, though, because she doesn't rely on fireballs. She's more Dalsum. But trying to out fireball her is impossible because she has a beam. So, and knocks down. It's very good. She also stays very safe with her thrust. The thrust move, on block, you can thrust forward and thrust back. It's a weird motion. It's forward A, B, or C. And she also has another move that does down A, B, or C, and she goes in different up angles. Yeah, she can hick her from into it. So she stays very safe in her pressure a lot of the time because all she has to do is just full screen zone with beam, and whether on block or hit, you either confirm into double thrust forward, or you'll thrust forward, you see it blocks, you'll thrust back to stay safe. Relatively. I don't know. I was thinking about this earlier. I don't know if you can punish it. So if she thrusts forward and thrusts back, you might be able to chase her down if you have a move that's fast enough, or maybe like a super. But she stays relatively safe. I want to say, she's very, very good. Her buttons are pretty good. Her two main buttons are probably 5A, 2B. Both are pretty good mid range, and you can kind of do it like Street Fighter 5, where you buffer in her thrust move, her forward A, so you can just hit confirm, or if they block for some reason, so you can kind of throw out 5A, 2B, and then just hit confirm from there. Very good. Very, very good character. She seems quite solid. She also has a guard point move that gives you different follow-ups. One of them is like a mid. One of them is a knee, like a flying knee, like a DP-like motion. And one of them is an anti-air. It's a little weird. I played her a little bit, but the guard point seems very awkward to use. So it may take some time to really see how good it is and what it'll be used for. I don't know if you can do a guard point into a combo. I think it's too slow. But, yeah, she's pretty good overall. I like her a lot. I think she's going to be a very good character, especially with the beam. Okay, let's talk about Lowain. And now talk about my boy Percival, because I have a lot to talk about Percival. Lowain is fucking overrated. I'm telling you right now. That character is good, but he is not broken. And the main person saying he's broken also is very known for being overdramatic on certain things. But Lowain is very good, though. He is a good character. I want to say that for sure. But he is very, very, very overrated. And a lot of the Twitter clips you see of him doing super, of him doing other stuff, is fake as fuck. I promise you. So how Lowain works is he has a combo ender, which is like this knives. He kind of like spins knives at you. That move's very good. It's a good combo ender. EX gives you knockdown, stuff like that. He has a robot. All right, he calls this robot in, and she either does punches at you. She shoots a beam like Zeta, which is very good. So it beats other projectiles, but it's very slow startup. And his robot C shoots missiles at you. The good thing about that move is you can summon it, and he gets to move freely. But the robot has a lot of startup. So I was playing Ferry against Lowain, And anytime the robot came out, I was very, very easily able to just do 5B or 5C and hit the robot and just get away for free, or just be able to cause pressure. So the startup on the robot is very slow, but it's pretty good for setups. You probably seen on Twitter, if you're following the game, he has an unblockable setup, but it is not real unless if you don't have a DP. If you have a DP, you can react to him and negate the unblockable setup. But if you don't have a reversal, you're fucked. But it's pretty minor damage. It's not that crazy. Essentially, he can throw you in the corner, which gives you hard knockdown. Call EX bros, which gives you a low option. Let me talk about that move first. So the way that move works is he has a low bro and a high bro. The low bro is a low. The high bro is not a high. It's not an unblockable by itself. The high bro is a mid. So if you see him jump into the air and body splash you, you can block that. You can block that low. It's not an overhead. But the low one, the sliding bro, is a low though. So how the unblockable setup works is you do EX, which gives you both the high and the low bro, after a throw in the corner, and you do overhead, which gives you an unblockable setup. You can combo afterwards, but the damage is not that good. It's pretty decent damage, but it goes to my next point. Lowain does very bad damage. His damage output is pretty shitty. Because of his two supers, he has no way to get fat damage because they're both transformation supers. So if you were to DP him, you're taking very minimum damage. So if he's going to give pressure on you, the punishment for you taking a risk is very low. So you have a lot of chances to take a risk on him because he doesn't have any way to input high damage. In the corner or mid-screen, they're both pretty whack overall. His buttons are decent. He has only really one good neutral button, which is 5B. It's very good though. His 5B goes very far. But that's all he has. His other normals are not that great overall. He's very goofy with all his other normals. His jumping attacks are pretty good. You've probably seen the one where he kicks around a lot. Those are all overhead, so you do have to block that high, but it's not like a mix-up or anything. But in the ground, he only has 5B. It's just okay. It's not that great. So the supers, right? So first I'll talk about the level 1, the pyramid attack. Pyramid attack is okay. He can't block, but he has infinite armor during that super. He has 3 follow-ups, but it doesn't really input high damage. He doesn't get a combo if he hits you. He only gets these straight hits. So I don't know if that super is going to be very good because the fact you can't block and he doesn't do high damage. So if you're up a lot in health, you might be able to just DP him and just get constant straight hits and he might die. Now Idrisil, the big bitch super, right? That super is not that fucking good. There's one thing that makes it good though. The one thing that makes it good is the fact that he is allowed to get out of situations for free. Because it is a reversal super. If he's getting pushed a lot, right, and he has EX super, he gets to use her and get out of jail for free for a couple seconds. That's the best part about it. The transformation is not that good. You can counter every single thing he does in very, very easily. So, for example, right, she has the rocks. The rocks are blockable. You can just air block them. You can do whatever they want. They're pretty fast, but they don't do that much damage. The storm, right, the lightning storm you see, you can IB that. All of them, all the hits, take no damage, basically. And it has a vacuum, but if you run forward, you get away from the vacuum. So if she does it from too far away, you can just get out for free. The wind ball, the spirit ball she does, you can just jump away from it. Super jump back, and you don't have to block it. You get away for free, basically. You can also IB it, but it does lead to an unblockable if you do decide to block it because she has the lava. The lava by itself is ass. You can spot dodge the lava. Teresa was doing that earlier in tournament. So you have an answer to every single move she does. None of the moves are unavoidable. So if you see clips of people just taking constant damage or constant chip damage, it's fake. It's just people don't know what they're doing yet. Of course, and that's fair, right? It's like day negative like 20. So don't worry. Lowain is not broken. He might be good, right? He might even be top tier, but he's not broken. He has very, very easy situations that people are just abusing because we don't know what they're doing. But yeah, the supers aren't broken. He does have the eat mechanic, which is very obnoxious, but it is a random occurrence. Sometimes he gets very, very little health, and the one that he gets a lot of health and a lot of meter is a jackpot. It's like 5% or something. It's pretty low. Whether he pulls out the really god item. It's like Faust or Teddy. Right. Oh, not Teddy, because Teddy has it's like Faust. Faust is like random right there. But yeah, he's not that good. I mean, he's not that ridiculous. He's good though. He has some good stuff. He might do really good against the grapplers too, because he can throw out the robot, he can throw out the bros, and then just eat, right? So he might be really, really good as a zoner. What might be something that people aren't thinking about yet. But yeah, he's not broken. Don't worry. Don't worry about the Twitch clips. Don't worry about the Twitters. He's not broken. I promise you. It's not just me saying this either. All the people that me, Flux, Great Fern Man, we all think he's not broken. He is just, he's definitely a lot overrated, and people just don't know what they're doing yet. And we found ways to deal with this stuff, and we don't even own the game yet. We just got to play for a couple hours. So don't worry, it's not that bad. Now, Percival, my boy. Percival is really fucking good. I like him a lot. His buttons are very good. He has a very unique set of buttons. Some buttons are really godlike. Some buttons are average. I can go over everything on Percival. Do you want me to go? Oh, yeah, I'll give you a question. Do you want me to go over everything I know about Percival, or do you want me to just break it down, just like simplification of it, and then we can go on to questions? What do you guys want to do? Do you guys want to ask me questions quickly, or do you want me to go over everything I know about Percival so far? It's up to you. I'll give you a couple seconds to answer whether you want to do that. Yeah, I like Percival a lot. He's really fucking good. He probably is the most Street Fighter V character out of the bunch too. He has a lot of Street Fighter V aesthetics to him in terms of gameplay. Yeah, what do you guys want to do? Do you want me to talk about Percival a lot, or do you want me to talk about Percival a little bit and we go into questions? Everything? All right, it's one for everything. Percival? Big Percival time? Big Percival talk? All right, I'll give a couple more seconds. I want to talk about Percival. Everything? Okay. Just drop everything? Okay. Oh, I gotta pull up the sleeves for this one, yo. Percival is sick. So let's talk about the buttons. 5A is godlike. 5A is probably the second best 5A. I'm serious. Besides Ferry. Ferry's 5A is OD. But his 5A is probably second best. It goes very far. It can catch backdashes sometimes. It depends on the range, but it can catch backdashes. Very good button. His 2A is average, probably a little bit below average. His 5B is average, but it's a good average. 5Bs in the game are pretty good overall. It probably goes as probably a little bit shorter or just as long as Gran's 5A or 5B, excuse me. It's still a pretty good button. His 5C is godlike. It's really, really far. And you can hick affirm it into everything, even his supers. His supers are very good. I'll talk about them later. 2B is also pretty good. It's on the average side again, but it's a good button for average. 5C is probably one of his weaker buttons. It's not a great anti-error, but his DP covers a big portion around him, so that's not a big deal. That his 2C is okay. His 2D is decent. It's not the best, but it's special cancelable like all the other 2Ds. Besides, Ladiva. Ladiva's 2D is also not special cancelable. That reminds me. She does a drop kick. It's not special cancelable. Metera and Ladiva aren't special cancelable. Gran's is though. Gran's 2D is like a normal sweep. It goes about the same range as Gran, but I don't think he low profiles though. He kind of stands up when he sweeps, so I don't think it's low profilable. 5D is a command throw. They buffed it apparently from the last version. I wasn't there for the last version, but Flux confirmed it when he got to play that they did buff his 5D. His 5D goes a little bit farther. Same combo though. In the corner you get auto combo. Mid screen you get 5B. His jump-ins are pretty decent, pretty standard jump-ins. 5 jump C is probably the go-to, I think. His jump D is very unique. So he can control his momentum on his jump D. He can jump D and then go back. So it does like this chop, right? It's like I don't know how to describe it. I don't know other characters that might have this thing. It's like okay. Everybody's played Smash, right? It's similar to, you know, when Ike does his up B, he throws the thing in the air and then he comes down. That coming down part is Percival's jump D, but he can control it. He has like some sort of movement in the air that he can control his jump D. It's a pretty good button. It's kind of unique. It's also pretty safe. I don't know if it's plus though. I don't think it's plus, but because he goes all the way down and he has a decent amount of recovery, but it's a very good button. It's kind of unique to him. Overhead's pretty standard. Standard speed. Overheads do have different startups. Some overheads are pretty fast. Like Lowain's overhead's very, very fast. And Metera's is very slow. So Percival's like in the middle of that. Special moves. 236A is a fireball. It goes about half screen. Has slow startup, but it's pretty good because he recovers relatively fast. It's not a lot of recovery. 236B, it goes a little farther. Actually, 236B goes about half screen. 236A goes about like 30% of the screen. Doesn't go very far. 236C goes full screen. It's quite big, and it's plus because he does 3 hits on it. Also, the fireball goes across the ground like KOF style, so like a Kyo or a Yori, but it has a pretty decently large hitbox. It's probably the hitbox is slightly lower than the average fireball in the game. So, like Grant's fireball, it's like slightly lower of a hitbox than Grant's fireball, I want to say. But the 236C one, the height increases. Yes, I'm talking about Percival. The height increases on the fireball. 2-1. Okay, he has a lot, man. 214A. 214A, 214B, and 214C are all steps. He has a step move, a command dash. 214A into A does this sweep attack. It's a low. It doesn't knock down. It just hits you and you're plus, but you're not very close. It leaves you at range outside of auto combo. So, but you are plus though. 214A B is an overhead. Or not overhead, sorry. It's a mid, but he swings a sword like this, right? And you're plus. You are plus. And it leaves you in auto combo range. Because he goes up very far. I don't know how plus it is, but we'll find out very soon because the game has frame data in it, so we'll figure it out. We'll figure that out. 214C gives powered 214AC is a thrust move. You cannot auto combo into 214C by itself. I think you can do a counter hit, like say you do counter hit 5B into 214C. I think you can do that. I think there's enough hit stun. I'm not sure though. I didn't check. I didn't think about that. Now going into 214B. 214B is the same as 214A unless you use his unique mechanic, which is he builds stocks. So, okay, you know what? Let's do this. Oh, yeah, fuck. I don't have the... Oh, it's Street Fighter 5. Hold on. Let's see if I can close this. Please, if I close the stream, I'll be right back. I promise you. Fuck, I can't close it. This is so obnoxious. Street Fighter 5 is just stuck on the screen now. I wanted to pull up MS Paint, but it's fine. So what happens, right? Back to Percival. 22A gives you a stock. It gives you 1 stock. It powers him up. So 214A gives you 1 stock. 214B or 22A gives you 1 stock. 22B gives you 3 stocks. 22C gives you 5 stocks. A, B, and C have different recovery. A is the quickest. B is the slow. B is very slow. C is very, very, very slow. It's the slowest. He gets up to 5 stocks. So what these stocks do, he can spend 1 stock to do 214B into a move. So what happens is if you do 214B A, remember how I said it does a low move, but it doesn't knock you down? 214B A, if you have a stock, it knocks down on hit, and it's slightly faster. I think, I'm not sure, but it does knock down on hit. I don't know if it's safe though. 214BB, I have no fucking idea what it does. I think it's faster. I don't know if it's more plus frames though. I hope it is, but I think it's just faster. I'm not sure. But the big one is 214BC if you use the stock. 214BC does this thrust move, like I said before. It does mad fucking damage. It does a lot of damage, and you can do an auto combo into 214BC, and it combos now. It's not safe though. None of them are safe ever, but you do get the combo from it. Every time you do 214B, even if you don't use a move, I don't remember. I think if you don't use a move, it uses a stock regardless. So you have to be careful. Also, he can power up his fireball. If you do 236B, his fireball goes full screen, and it's bigger, like the EX versions. So all of the EX versions are essentially the same as you using a stock, which is very fucking good. He essentially gets access to special moves. He gets access to his EX special moves without spending bar if you use one of the stocks that you build up by pressing 2-2 A, B, or C. And he gets to use 5. His DP also. His DP, his light one, like I said, it goes around him pretty far. His B one, he does like the shoulder tackle that moves slightly farther, and he does it again. Same thing with the C one. The B version is invincible, so he has an invincible DP. They do good damage. If you use 623. So 623 DP. His DP does use the stock. If you use B version, the A version of his moves do not use stocks. The B version of his moves use stocks. All of them. All of the special moves use stocks. If you do the B version. So the DP does get buffed. It has more invul, and he goes slightly farther and does more damage. He doesn't get knocked down though. He doesn't get hard knockdown. He gets soft knockdown. But the 623 DP B version is invul without the stock. So you can still use the B button if you have no stock. But if you have a stock, you use a stock every time you use the B versions of moves. But he's very fucking good because essentially, what you're doing in neutral is you want to do 5C or 236A, like half screen, and then build stock, right? So 5C on block because it goes very far. 2-2A. 5C on block, 2-2A. You build stocks up. If you're full screen, they get knocked down. You can do 2-2C. You can build all the stocks up. It builds you 5 stocks automatically. And then you get to play Street Fighter 5. This is where it comes into play. Essentially, his stocks basically give him a V-trigger. So he gets to use EX versions of his moves without using fucking bar, which is mad godlike. So the game plan is basically, play neutral, build stocks. When you have stocks, you get to bully them. Any sort of hit leads to either fat damage because you use 214 BC or 214 BA. You get a knockdown. You repressure them because it gives you knockdown. And it recovers very fast. He's very fucking good, and he has a command throw on top of it. So either you worry about the command throw, or you worry about getting shimmied, or you worry about him giving plus advantage. Because his close 5A and his close 5B are both plus, and his EX fireball's plus. Even though it's not a true block string, it's still very good because his normals go very far. Yeah, Percival is really good. I like him a lot. He is definitely gonna be my main, I think. He's probably the most. I don't know about complex, but he has a lot of tools to work around with. So I think I want to invest more time in him early because he has a good chance of being very, very good later on. And if it doesn't work out, that he's just okay, I can go back to Gran. And, Gran's very solid. He doesn't change that much. But, yeah, Lowain. Percival's very fucking good. I like him a lot. He has a very unique mechanic, and I can already see how he could be very, very good overall. Okay. That's it for my personal speech. Do we have any questions for me about the game? I will answer the questions that have come up so far. I'll re-answer all of them in the chat so far. So let me scroll down. How long did I play Grand Blue for? I played for about 50 matches, a rough estimate, 50 matches, because the lines weren't very long. So it took me about, after I played a set, they give you a set, and then you both have to leave. So about every set, I waited about 10 minutes, maybe 10 to 15 minutes, and I played again. To be fair, I was kind of a scumbag. There were some times where they weren't paying attention, and I did play extra games here and there. But, you know, I was fiending. But yeah, it was supposed to be first to 2 you get up. Is there negative edge in Grand Blue? I have no idea if there's negative edge in Grand Blue versus. I don't think you'll need it, though. I don't know any character that was using negative edge, but I'm not sure. Are cooldowns character dependent? I don't think they're character dependent. They're move dependent, though. Depending on the type of move they are, depends on how much cooldown there is. So, for example, EX Fireball recovers about, I think, 5 seconds. But if you do EX DP, it takes about like 8 seconds. I think that's universal. Depending on the type of move it is, will dictate how much cooldown you have. Anything else? Her 360 is a one button, like all shortcuts. Yes, so you're mentioning Ladiva. Ladiva, so what happens is if you use the 360 version, her SPD, you get more damage. And I think the cooldown is slightly reduced. If you use the shortcut, it does less damage. For sure. I know it does less damage for a fact. Okay. How fast is Percival? Percival he's not slow. He's probably as fast as Katalina, I think, in terms of speed. He's not too slow. Are auto combos in Gran Blue better designed? They're way fucking better designed. They're proximity based, and they don't change direction, and they're also not as retarded. Like auto combos in the game are way better implemented. So you have to be up close to use them, and they don't turn around. And the hitboxes on them are very tiny. They're not stupid plus. They're pretty negative overall. Like 5-5 like AAA, if you do nothing into AA, you're punishable. So overall, they're very fair. They're not a problem. They're just combo filler. They're just good for combo damage and some pressure, but overall you're going to be wanting doing close normals and not auto combo for pressure. I like how Caustic with Grant, it's the most character fits him well. Yeah, Kazunoko, yeah, Kazunoko seems like a Grant player. But to be fair, there was only 5 characters in the beta, so he might switch. Yeah, Grant's very solid. I like him a lot too. Who seems to be the strongest character so far? If I had to pick a top 3, it'd probably be, not in order, I would say Ferry, Zeta, and Percival, I think, seem to be the strongest in my opinion. But overall, like I said before, because the system is very simplified, it's very bare bones, the characters don't seem very far apart because none of the characters can abuse the system like at all, because there's no X factor, there's no like super dash or V trigger or anything like that. So it's all about the characters, and the characters seem to be designed well enough that everyone has weaknesses and matchups that they definitely fucking lose in. Like Percival definitely fucking loses to Metera. Ferry definitely beats Metera. Gran beats Lowain. Lowain probably beats Ladiva. Ladiva probably beats Charlotta. Like everybody has pretty bad matchups across the board. No character seems to be like super godlike. But yeah, of course there's going to be top tiers and low tiers, but nobody's going to be quote unquote good, but the system fucks them up. That's not going to happen because the system is so bare bones. There's no hope for that to happen. How does the grab feel? Is it one frame? It's not one frame. The grabs are Street Fighter based. Also, the grab recovery is very fucking long, aka shimmies are coming to Gran Blue, baby. There is definitely going to be shimmy game. I promise you. Also, overheads beat throws in that game, and they give you counter hit state. So if you whiff a throw, you're in counter hit state also. But throws overall they're not one frame. They're about Street Fighter, I think. Street Fighter frame data, but a lot of recovery. on throws. They're not like stupid recovery where you're gonna get fucked up like in Sam Show, but they recover enough where you can whiff punish, and you can't like whiff a throw and anti-air them. You can block, but you can't like straight up fuck somebody up for trying to get out of your throw. Does a diva dash go through fireballs? No, not. What do you mean by dash? Do you mean her roll? Do you mean her? Do you mean her lariat? What do you mean by dash? Is there no downside to using block button? I watched Ultra Chan. It seems like he removed first late tech. Yeah, there is some issues with using block button all the time. Block button is very good though. So how block button works is it negates cross ups, high and low. But the problem is if you use block button, you cannot press forward or back because forward and back both equate to spot dodge. So block button spot dodge is back. Block button forward is roll. So you can only press neutral up and down or neutral and down. So you do have to let go of block button. But it is a good tool to use for sure. You're going to use block button a lot, but there is downsides for sure. You can't move during it without getting punished because it leaves you in dodge and roll if you hold forward or back. And you're in counter hit state if you do so. I don't like big body characters, but I'm in love with Vasaraga. Any thoughts of Vasaraga? Yeah, he seems good. I mentioned Vasaraga earlier. I don't want to go to a whole statement, but his buns are very good. He does unnegatable chip damage because all of his moves besides Fireball and Command Throw Guard Crush, and how Guard Crush works in this game is it gives you unnegatable chip damage even if you IB. But that doesn't mean if you're plus or not. Guard Crush is just gives you free chip damage, but you can get punished for moves that do have Guard Crush still. But his normals go very far. He seems solid enough. I don't like his movement speed, but he's definitely not bad. He seems good. I do like him though. He seems pretty solid. I think her unique action, her running throw. I don't know. That's a good point. That's a good question. I do not know. It might. It seemed like it would. It has really slow startup. Not that many people are using it, but her headbutt move negates fireballs though. So you do have that. You're not gonna get completely outzoned. And her roll is pretty decent. She has a pretty decent roll. It doesn't go too far. It is not like normal roll speed, but it's good enough to get through fireballs. But yeah, that's a good question. I'm not sure. If you like Ladiva, you should try to test that out day one. I probably will too. I'll write that down actually in my notes. I have a big list of things I want to test when I get Gran Blue because I played it for I think about 20 hours so far. I think I have about 20 hours of Gran Blue, I think. So IB reduces chip. Yeah, IB reduces chip and it builds you super meter in that game. Oh, I forgot. Percival. Percival's supers are godlike. Both of his supers are really, really fucking good. Let me go. I'll get a backtrack. Percival's so sick. So Percival's 5C into super works, which a lot of characters don't. His supers are really good. His normal super, his regular Skybound art, is like Bionic Arm. It goes through fireballs and it's very fast. And it goes a good amount of distance. It does normal super damage, but it has a lot more invincibility than other supers in the game. Sort of like Lancelot. Lancelot also has a very good super. His EX for his super Skybound art is a fireball super. Also it goes very far, but it's safe on block. So if you fuck up, I don't think you can get punished, or at least he recovers a decent amount, or you can get hard punished. And if you hold it all the way, it's unblockable. But that's kind of a cheesy move. Yeah, his supers are really good. Have you recorded any footage from FF? No, you cannot. We could not record footage, but Spooky, God bless Spooky, he did record footage. But what we're doing is I'm going to use his footage. He allowed me to use his footage, but we're waiting for Psy Games to approve of him being able to upload that. So we're waiting on that right now. That's why I'm doing a stream without the footage, because we haven't gotten confirmation if we're able to use the footage yet or not. We're still waiting on that. So no footage yet. No footage yet. Any other questions? I do want to use the bathroom pretty badly. But I'm holding it in. I'm holding it in for you fine people. By the way, if you like Gran Blue, you're getting into Gran Blue, I would suggest you hit up YouTube. The thing you're watching on right now. I would suggest you subscribe. I have a lot of videos already, and I'm going to keep giving videos every day. or not every day, but a lot when the game comes out. I've already uploaded a lot of videos. This is gonna be video 2. I'm going to do 2 more videos before the game comes out for sure. I already have 2 ideas. So yeah, please subscribe if you like Gran Blue and you want some good Gran Blue content. Cause yeah, I'm gonna be playing the game a lot, and also I'm very technical, so it's not gonna be a lot of pog chill poggers. Like it's more educational. I'm teaching people about the game, and I'm being very philosophical on my game approach. So if you like non-pog champ stuff, more educational, more about learning the game, follow me on any of the social media, especially the YouTube, because I'll be putting stuff out there. But the game's sick. Any other questions? If not, I might close down for today, because I know you fine gentlemen and ladies don't want to watch me play SF5 all day. I actually do want to play some Doom. I've been playing Doom because Doom Eternal's coming out soon. I like the game, so I might close down and play some Doom. But any more questions for anything about Gran Blue? If not, like I said, follow me on any of the social media. I'll have 2 more videos on Gran Blue coming out before the game is released. I think I'll work on one tomorrow actually, so I might have a back-to-back video. Yeah. Any more questions? Questions. Enjoy the game. It's that game. Gran Blue is so fucking wholesome. I promise you. That game is so fucking wholesome. It's like it's finally a game. It's finally a game that has come out that it's more about the characters than the system. And the system is so bare bones and very simple and well thought out that it's just like it just feels good not to have a game where there's some stupid ass comeback mechanic or some stupid fucking thing that just like negates neutral or just wants people to win who are bad. Like it doesn't exist in this game. Characters might be really good. We might have a character that's broken eventually, but the system itself is so solid that unless they add things to it, I don't see the system ever being broken in a way that will be abusable. It's just like it's just too fucking bare bones. Like I don't know what I can say. Ladiva's good. Ladiva's it's just Gbvs basically. She's very solid. She has a move that's plus, and her command throw is not mashable. Her command throw is not mashable. It's like SF5. So if she throws you, you can't mash out of it. Like other Arxis games, you can do it. They took it from SF5. Yeah, she seems solid. She's a grappler, right? So she's gonna have grappler issues, but she has grappler issues, but she's a good character. She's not gonna have grappler issues and low tier issues. I don't think. She seems solid enough. Like she has really good shit, and she has setups. She has mix-ups, because her SPD knocks you down, like hard knockdown. So you get SPD, run up, SPD again, SPD again. She has the good grappler vortex. Like you're not doing fucking SPD and they get to press buttons on you. Like you're doing SPD and you're plus. You get more mix-up after it. So she seems good grappler. Good grappler with grappler issues though, But it's the life you live if you like grapplers. But yeah. Any more questions? I'll take one. I'll take 2 more. Two more last minute questions. It could be about anything about game. It could be about me, about the game. Yeah, it's true. The system might help out because roll spot dodge. Yeah, she seems good. She seems a good grappler. Good grappler. Any more questions? Two questions. If not, goodbye. I will see you tomorrow when I upload my next video. Take 3 more, please. You gotta give me some questions, yo. I'm not gonna sit here. Your boy has to do as the head to the president's room. Yeah, I like her too. I'm debating. I'm going to play a lot of characters in the game because I'm competing very hard in that game. So I need some good matchups, right? I'm gonna have to counterpick a little bit. I know how people feel about counterpicking, but it might be something I have to do, and Ladiva might fill in a gap on certain matchups. We'll see. I might play Ladiva. Right now, I'm leaning towards Gran or Percival, probably Percival and Ferry. So I might play those two at launch to cover a good spectrum of matchups until I figure out what I feel like about the meta and how I feel certain matchups work. You boys gotta hurry up. I gotta use the bathroom, but I don't want to leave. It's not the quick bathroom either. It's the I'm gonna sit down for a couple minutes. I can hold it though. I can hold it if you guys got some more questions. Are you done with Grand Blue? Yeah. I've been done with Dragon Ball for like a month now. I've actually just been playing this game for a month. You see that rank? See my rank over there? I've been playing for a month. I got to Super Diamond. So, yeah, I'm done. I'm done with it. I've been done with Dragon Ball. It's fucking, that game sucks. But I don't want to talk about Dragon Ball. If you want to hear me talk about Dragon Ball, go watch my last video. I talked about Dragon Ball. All the issues I fucking have with that game and why I think it's a burning fire, a fucking house fire. That shit is actually a burning building. Go watch that video if you cared about Dragon Ball. But any more questions? I'll give one more. I'll do one more question. I don't have much time left. I'm dissipating. It's not pee. I'm not holding my pee in. I'm sorry. One more question. One more question. You might have kidney problems. I'll be fine. I don't hold it all the time. I'm just holding it right now because, it's not a. I'm talking to the fine people who want to know more about Gran Blue. I'm not dying, right? It's not like I'm about to explode. It's just I want to use the bathroom. I'll be okay. I'm taking one more question though. One more question. Final one. I know someone in there in the chat. There's 14 of you so far. I know like 4 of you left. But there's 14 of you. One of you have to have a question. Give me one more. Give me one more. I mean Gran Blue, yeah. Play Gran Blue. That's my hashtag. Hashtag play Gran Blue. Game is max wholesome. One of the most wholesome fighting games so far. I think of the last like 4 fucking years. I've been playing fighting games for dumb long. I'm actually quite young, but I've been playing fighting games for very long, and this is probably the most wholesome game I played so far. It's very, very wholesome. Changes you would like to see the future for Gran Blue? I don't know. Changes wise. I mean, the game isn't even out yet. I don't know. Change, maybe more special moves, but characters have a decent amount. I don't know if I want any changes so far. I'm kind of sad about roll canceling, but it only really affects Gran heavily. Besides that, it's not too big a deal. I like how the game is so far. I don't know if I want any changes so far. They've made a bunch of changes in the game already over time, and I like all of them, honestly. I don't think any of the changes so far they made are pretty bad. Soft knockdown especially. Soft knockdown is super fucking important, and I'm glad it's in the game because that game could have been very, very toxic if they didn't have soft knockdown. Because characters could have just been infinitely plus forever. Just infinitely having just get in time. But yeah. I don't know any changes. Alright, well, thank you for sticking around. I'll be making some more videos. I think another video is going to come out tomorrow. So please follow or subscribe to my YouTube and go on my other social medias. But yeah, take care, guys. Go play some Gran Blue on February 6th. I'll make a video on that too. How to get Gran Blue on February 6th if you don't want to wait for the American copy. But see you guys later. Take care.